everyone, welcome back. Welcome to Cricketing Eye. Welcome Varun, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. You look a bit tired today. It's like I have a feeling it's like a Jason Holder face. Bit tired and bit dejected by all the last couple of days how they went.
Not tired, just lockdown, just sitting at home. That's it. Otherwise, yes, if we talk about Holder, the way he started well, he and his team, they started so well in the series, but after that, just straight away just went downhill. And that is somewhere it's very disappointment from them.
Yeah, we will go through the series and everything what happened, but I think right now this test, if we look at the, I would say 4 days, because one day was washed out. I think it was the poor application by their batsmen once again, which led to their downfall in this series, in this match, and especially the top order. And as I say again, Shai Hope and others who were experienced like Braithwaite, they couldn't score big. This is our time it was needed. Roston Chase, he couldn't do much in the match, and I think they were just playing catch up. I think they were pretty much they had lost the match when they were all out for less than 200, right?
And they never shown any application also, what I felt. I mean, not a single effort from them. Any of the batsmen never tried to stay on the wicket, and they were as if like they were in some kind of a hurry. And somewhere they were so they got a chance, like you can say they got an odd chance of saving this test match when the play was called off fourth day. Not a single ball was bowled, and they were like they got 8 wickets in hand, and they were like one day to there to the wicket, but they could not stay for a two session. So this is like
Yeah.
a sad story for them.
And I think if you look at the weather, look at the scenario on the last day, there was still rain and there were chances of, like drizzle as well. They hardly had to bat like maybe two a session or so. Even if like two batsmen could have managed 60, 70 plus scores, they could have, went on to draw the series, not just the match. So I think they lost a big chance here. Even in the first innings, if they could have scored 100 odd runs more, then things would have been very different. And I think
Yeah,
even
exactly.
they finally gave up in the second innings. They knew it's all over.
Yeah, I mean, in setting, obviously, they never started well. In that the small session on the third day, they lost two crucial wickets. Then coming back on fifth day, when they knew that they have to save that day, they have to stay on the wicket. And in that particular, they just able to survive for 30 odd overs. And in that small session, we've seen some break for rain, and every weather was supporting West Indies, but West Indies themselves never supported.
Yeah.
You know, they were like they
They
never
let their captain
wanted.
down. Jason
Yes,
Holder would have been very
they
upset.
really they let down their team. Everyone is responsible for it.
I think
You
time has
cannot
come
mark
to
down
drop a couple of names.
one name. I know one name. You
Yeah.
will say uh,
So
your
as much
hope is
as
hope.
as much as I love him as a batsman, I want him to be out of the team. Get a break, maybe come back better if he performs well. If he doesn't, then there are other people waiting. I think when we will discuss the Test series result, I think West Indies have found a couple of nice batsmen in this series as well who can go on to become one of their better batsmen. So we will go through that later. Let's go through the English bowling, especially Chris Woakes in the second innings and Stuart Broad in the whole match. Game changer, right?
Yeah, Broad was like one show in this game, and it's very good to see that Woakes is coming back with the wicket and a good 5 wicket haul wicket for him. Definitely, it will boost his confidence, and no doubt about this that this Duke ball in such conditions, England are like best people to use that ball, and every time, yeah, it's not about only West Indies, but even we have seen that teams like Australia have struggled whenever they're playing in such conditions. and England are like getting master of using this Duke ball in such conditions.
I think with Stuart Broad and Chris Woakes, although both are seam bowlers, but they bowl very differently. If you look at Stuart Broad, he comes wide out of the crease and bowls towards the stumps. Woakes bowl very close to the wicket. Both are different bowler, both challenge batsmen in these conditions, and both are equally capable of getting big wickets. And I think Stuart Broad has shown that in these conditions, at least in England, he is one of the best bowlers.
Obviously, and he bowled really well, and he got a very good area of keeping the ball at one length and line, and more to that, as you said that both are like different. Like one is Broad is always looking to bring the ball in, and Woakes is always beating the batsman with his outswings, and both of them are like they both complement each other very well. And best part about this bowling lineup, like Woakes, Anderson, and Broad, they all are match winner. They are not depend on one particular bowler. Anyone can fire up, and we've seen that like Broad took 6 wickets, then Woakes come up with 5 wickets. So it's a very good sign for England bowling side.
And do you agree that it was just the outstanding bowling by Stuart Broad and the other bowlers which took the game away from West Indies, or is it just poor batting from West Indies?
See, obviously, I mean, bowling was no doubt you cannot challenge the bowling. You could say that it was only their bad batting, but obviously, but West Indies batting we can also put up like this that this batting side is not capable of handling such good attack, and obviously West Indies need to work uh, a lot on their batting, especially in Test cricket, and somehow I feel they must draft some of their one-day specialists into the Test side because they look much mature than these batsmen. And plus, talking about the bowling, obviously they bowled really well, and they come up really well after the first Test match. The way they lost the first Test match in England, after that they came back very hard, and it was like both things, very good bowling effort, along with the very poor batting show by the West Indies side.
Here, I disagree with you about, getting these one-day specialists in the lineup. We will go through that later, but I think right now what we can see is with this comeback, England has, pretty much they are on a roll, and it will be pretty hard for Pakistan now to, come over and start the way West Indies did. And when we start the preview for that test series as well, I think we will go through some of the things. What will be interesting, like who plays in the next match? Is it Stuart Broad, Jimmy Anderson, both, or one is rested? But I think right now, looking at the form of all the English bowlers, I think this season will be challenging for rest of the teams.
Definitely, I mean, as we said, that England bowling lineup, especially in such conditions, are they are very lethal, and anyone is touring to that far, they will definitely going to face the music of England bowling lineup. And like now, the next target is Pakistan team, and Pakistan. We know about the Pakistani batsmen also. They also lack in facing that swing bowling. They do face a lot of problem. In, definitely, it's going to be an interesting series because Pakistan do have a good bowling attack too. So that will be an interesting competition
Yeah,
because even the Pakistan will hold the edge in.
we will definitely
So
go through
it's
that.
going to be
So,
definitely a good.
yeah,
Yeah,
once we do the review of the whole series between England and West Indies, we will go through the Pakistan as well. I think still considering everything, West Indies did well than what average fan expected from them. At least in the first couple of tests, they were outstanding in terms of the way they fought England in their own conditions. Most teams they struggle to even win a single match, and they almost won, like more than one.
definitely. I mean, West Indies, the way they started this series, they won a very good test match, the first test match, and over there it was. It looks like as if they're playing as a team, as a unit, and even the second test match before that, you can say a stroke strong before that. They were at a very good position, and that was like a series changer when Stokes got that runs, and he himself suddenly took away the game from Westindies. And after that, Westindies never able to recover. And but if we see the positive, that yes, we have seen the good bowling from Roach. He bowled a super spell. Then Chase came up with a good performance, good all-round performance, and he looks like a one reliable player for West Indies team. And disappointment part, obviously, Hope is a very big disappointment in this series, as we expected lot of run
Yeah, a
from him
couple of
because he's a
others
senior
like
pro.
John Campbell.
Yeah. Then Blackwood, the guy who showed his talent in the first game, the way he batted, and he looks good. He looks good, and he's the one who looks
Why
that
don't
he
we
can
go through
cement
all of
his
this in the next video, Varun?
definitely.
What's the positive for West Indies and what's the positive for England to
Yeah.
come out of this series? So what we do, we have another video for all of these, like outcomes of this series, plus another interesting thing, which is interesting topic going around, because Stuart Broad has, like finally managed to get 500 test wickets. Is he one of the legends of the game, or if he just a good bowler, like who's managed to play a lot of test matches? So we go through both of these things tomorrow. Thanks for joining, Varun. Thanks for watching,
Pleasure.
and please subscribe to our channel, Cricketing Eye. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Varun. See you tomorrow.